For years, schools across America have been all in on tech, plonking down a screen on every kid's desk to prepare them for the future.
We got to look at what we haven't learned.
Now, from Silicon Valley to the strawberry fields of Watsonville, some teachers are dialing that enthusiasm back.
What's the name of this class?
Mr. Love's class.
Thank you, sorry. Environmental Studies.
Brian Love teaches science and PE at the New School in Watsonville, California. He has his 12 high school students take notes manually, even though they have laptops at their desks.
Listen, the reason we're writing, even though it's already on there and you can access it anytime you want, is because when you write, it's the physical part of your hand and your muscles to your brain.
Love is referring to studies that repeatedly show that students who write with their hands remember more and learn better than those who type. This insight is important to the New School's mission, which is to teach the students how to learn, says Principal Susan Gralty.
A lot of our students here have 4 to 7 of those adverse effects that they're having to work through while trying to be educated.
Gralty's school is a community day high school, a last stop for kids who need more support than most high schools can provide. The 47 students at the New School have been through some horrible stuff.
Sexual abuse, domestic abuse, verbal abuse, the loss of 1 or 2 family members, incarcerated parent, witnessing violent crime.
The pencils and no phone approach is a deliberate strategy to help the students focus and support their mental health.
They need to learn how to talk to each other again. They need to learn how to relate to one another, because you can have all the technology in the world, but it's really hard to marry it. It's really hard to raise it. You know, it has its place. However, I think first you need to learn how to be a human being.
Earlier that day, I visited the Chesterton Academy at St. James in Menlo Park. It's 60 miles north in the heart of Silicon Valley. The private Catholic high school is in a 130-year-old mansion, originally built to house retired San Francisco archbishops.
It's related to grammar.
As I walked into one of the classrooms, a small group of seniors were sitting at a U-shaped table discussing Aldous Huxley's 1931 novel, Brave New World.
The only reason why they had a solidarity service was because, as some sort of, a tradition, but not because they believed anything truly from it.
The book is about an emotionally disconnected society that uses science and technology to manipulate nature for human convenience and to maintain social order.
What do you mean by that?
The students are discussing the meaning of Huxley's work with their humanities teacher, Dr. John Jolly.
For the dystopian sort of hyper and rationalist Enlightenment culture, religion is a construct, right? It's just this sort of Wizard of Oz type endeavor, the great supreme being that's descending down the stairs or whatever, that never comes.
The two schools' circumstances couldn't be more different. But in 2026, they both use the Socratic method to teach, run small classrooms, and discourage screens.
All right, so talking.
At the Chesterton Academy in Silicon Valley, for example, one of the first things I noticed was a pencil being sharpened. I haven't heard that sound for a decade at least. Students took notes with pens and pencils, and they used binders. Phones and laptops were nowhere to be seen. The pencil sharpening was happening in a history class for seniors. Greg Billion, the headmaster at Chesterton, says that it's part of a low-tech approach that Menlo Park parents appreciate.
Many tech executives you will find, if you talk to them, they are very adamant about their children learning how to do things, thinking for themselves.
At Chesterton, students learn Greek philosophy, ancient and modern history, math and science. But Billion says the focus is on methods that may seem outdated to some, like learning basic grammar, logic and rhetoric. It's a liberal arts curriculum that proponents call classical education.
Classical methods that have withstood the test of time, that are perennial. Methods that were maybe codified in the ancient and medieval world, but have nevertheless formed many of the greatest literary figures, many of the greatest philosophers, many of the great scientists of our history.
Gralty's here, ladies and gentlemen. Put your golf clap.
Back at the New School in Watsonville, Principal Gralty says her students study the ancient philosophers too. They just come at them differently.
If you want to teach them about Aristotle and Socrates, take something that's new and relevant to the student, and then you can backwards map that and teach that that's where it actually came from.
They also study history.
History does repeat itself over and over. We're living through another Hitler phase, right? And so if you don't know about that, if you didn't know what happened the first time, how are you going to get through the next time?
I'm sorry you guys have some writing to do, but I will talk while you write.
For Philosophy Talk, I'm Sarah Lai Stirland.